Okay, I think I got everything working. So I'm just gonna start. It's been a hot minute, so I don't know if anybody will remember me. I'm just kidding. That sounds so like nobody remembers me. Anyways, hi dudes. Does it? Ooh, I will be. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna play more Tales. I remember totally what's going on. We're at a spaceship that we landed on here. Yes, that is exactly what happened. Oh, we can camp. Well, of course I'm gonna camp. Nobody 10. Hello. What's a YouTube stream without a little technical errors? Exactly.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis?
Yes.
After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be
A
proud.
beach episode? They do
right
need
now.
a beach episode.
And a little shocked too.
It's not an anime
We're
until they have a
defying
beach
the order of
episode.
things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renin. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shionne and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renin homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
She's so
The
malicious.
people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shionne and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana.
That's sad.
There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right.
Spoken like a true
We're not
leader.
going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shionne can finally get rid of her thorns.
Was that ever confirmed, or are we just grasping at straws for her?
Huh? Yeah.
Do you think she's hiding something? Or maybe she's just sad because she knows once we get through all of this, like, they don't have to stay together. I bet it's one of those situations.
Shionne?
Straws, it's always straws. As long as they're bendy straws. Your party has disbanded.
Where did Shionne go? How could she just go off on her own?
She literally walked like 10 feet. Like, you made it sound like she disappeared.
Shionne. Shionne! It's your thorns? But why?
What the heck?
You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Oh,
Stay out of my way.
there she goes again. Pointing guns.
Wait a second.
Ma'am.
Planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
Ma'am, no. Stop it.
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
She won't shoot. She wouldn't do that.
Then go ahead and shoot me!
She's not gonna do it, guys. It's okay. She wouldn't do that. Aww. I've never been so happy to be right, though.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die.
Oh, this has just been a
But if I am
giant,
going to
like,
die, I figured I
suicide
could at
mission
least
for
take
her.
my thorns
Okay.
out with me. That's what I've been after
That's
this whole
fine.
time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Stop.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this.
I'm so sad.
Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Elfin?
Only living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elfin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force
He
for
was so
good,
cute.
not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope. Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you.
My heart.
All of us are. You are not alone.
The scene is so cute. Look at them. All being supportive of each other. All the character growth.
You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, for a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you.
Can we just talk about how she's such an amazing voice actress?
On to Lenegis.
That was so good. I was just thinking, like, around the campfires, and it was like, it's amazing how much I've grown to love these characters in this short amount of time. The story has just been so good. I don't want it to end.
The
Ever.
end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I really do have a
Shionne
knack
is telling
of
the
saving
truth.
right before emotional
What
scenes.
about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shionne doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Well, that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shionne in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me?
You know,
one
he's not
realizes
wrong.
that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
Well, damn. To Lenegis. Oppo, welcome to the stream. Having a flaming sword and wanting to die, Shionne is pyro confirmed. Basically. She just needs the other one.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that.
He likes pain, so...
Compared to what Shionne's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing
No,
to
he
endure that
liked
kind
it.
of pain, that doesn't mean Shionne wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shionne doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye.
It was
She
so
really needed that.
cute.
That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shionne what we all have.
I don't want to
Ability
think
touch
about it.
someone
It's too
without the fear of
cute.
killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
There's too many
Agreed.
feels right now.
It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
He's such a good boyfriend.
I need something
Vicky,
easy.
thank you for coming to the stream. Oh, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Shark Misha? I don't know. Gotta say, I'm loving your hairstyle tonight. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Cowpun fun. Nice of you to join us.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shionne's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you
She's
think
so
about
cute.
it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shionne's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Oh, little Rin. I'm not gonna cry, but I feel like I'm gonna cry. Eh. Granddaddy Otaku, thank you for coming to the stream. Guys, it was Granddaddy's birthday yesterday, so... Oh, you guys are on it. You guys are on it. You're all wishing him a happy birthday. He's an amazing mod, so... It's no wonder he was born on Thanksgiving. But because, you know, he's a gift. Listen, I'm not me. Jokes. They're just, we don't... I let you guys make the puns.
Know?
You mean about Shionne?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
I don't know what that
You
was.
and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
So
yeah,
sweet.
with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shionne, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shionne. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
I love Law. He's so adorable. It's pronounced Musa'u, or Mess. I feel like I'm still saying it wrong. But thank you for letting me know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I feel bad when I mispronounce names. But also, like, words are hard. I'm not gonna lone wolf it. Also, good night, Granddaddy.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
That's because they
You're
care.
not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me. and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadime, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renins. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
Stop.
I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
Yeah. Power friendship.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renins, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you.
I just want to give everybody a big hug this game. Even Shionne with her thorns.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
My heart. Through the power of friendship, this world will burn.
Rested?
I hope not.
We depart for Lenegis.
Vicky, I hope you have a good night. I probably missed you. Okay. I don't know. There's been too many feels in the past like 5 minutes. Oh hell, she's gonna die. I hope not. Should I buy stuff before I go? Or do you think they'll have stuff in Lenegis? Oh wait, I can buy from him. Haha. Oh, they don't have any trash to sell. Yes. Oh, they have all of that. Okay. I want to forge. What's this? No. What the heck? Oh, I don't have enough. I don't have enough money for like anything. Oh no, I didn't have enough materials. Cool, good to know. Well, fork. Alright, we're
We
leaving.
could never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
I didn't even spend that much money, lady! This is like 3 days away from retirement vibes. I don't know what that means.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
It's the
This lady better hold
final
together once we're up in the
countdown.
air.
La, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name?
Rusty.
You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
What?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
That's kind of adorable.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on,
I am
she'll be
Law.
known as the Fall Knights.
We'd get on a ship and I'd be like, we need to name it,
Okay,
guys.
we have 2 goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
Yep. Got it.
All right, then let's go.
It looks pretty for a really old ship. Aw, man. I love when games go to space. When it's like high fantasy and then it's like also space. That is my jam. Ah! It's probably because I grew up with Star Wars.
I can
Now that
still
I'm thinking about
hardly
it.
believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
Excuse me.
From up here, all the
It's not all
struggles
just
we've
us
been through feel
characters.
so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The
Yeah.
starship may end up serving as our base of operations
Way to
once
keep
we're down
us
there.
in check.
Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Wish cars had
Everything
autopilot.
okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life. For as long as I can remember. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked
Bro,
and
that's
prodded
fucked
me,
up.
trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another.
I would have
I'm so
left
surprised
too.
They didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse.
You just
Then
got
they
her to get
I
away
started to
from
have
being
nightmares,
depresso.
Visions of the coming apocalypse.
I feel like we shouldn't be having this
Any wonder
conversation
I
right
lacked
now.
a cheery disposition, unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me.
Whew.
If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify
Make sure it's a bendy
slavery,
straw.
as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shionne. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this.
You
Together.
guys are literally in the stars right now. That was so freaking cute and sad. Anytime I talk to her, I swear to God, it's like I'm either gonna be sad or happy.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A
I want to
traumatic
see someone
one.
cosplay him.
This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address.
Like, I
Come
hate
back
his
and talk to
outfit,
me when
but I
you
love his
finish looking
face.
around the ship.
Am I really looking around the ship, or am I just talking to my friends? I don't think there's anything really here.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea.
I
thank
forgot
goodness.
that she gets
Glad to hear
seasick.
it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
What?
You don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? Would that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's
It was a
definitely
good
quite
sleep.
some lie-in, all right.
I could
But
sleep
still,
for 300 years.
Whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up.
And
in.
besties.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence? and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is
She's
for
given
all
that
Danans, wherever they might
passionate
be,
mom
to be
speech.
free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know.
It'll be fine. She's like 4
But
feet
whatever
tall.
we
We'll just
find
kick
when
her.
we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Bam. That was so nice. That was a nice little speech. Just like a mom prepping her little kid for their first kickball game. Except this isn't kickball. This is war!
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
You guys have decided to
What's got Law all
love each other and
Only
just accept
he's
that?
afraid of flying, the big baby. And after
No,
all that fuss
okay.
you made about naming the ship too.
Hey, I never said I was scared.
It's kind of
I just think it's,
adorable.
a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renin technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that.
She's loving every
Hitched a
minute of
ride
teasing him,
once
and it's
before,
adorable.
Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Papa! I think that's everyone. Oh yeah, talk to Dohalim. Oh, I like his cape.
His
cape is cool.
Preparations to land.
Before we do that,
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result,
That's fucked up.
family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
That's sad. Then again,
Sorry.
like, their
No,
high
it's
society
fine.
doesn't even
It's
sound that
refreshing
great.
to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
Poor Law. He's just getting teased nonstop by her.
Separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
I say no questions.
We're about
Punch
to
to the
land.
face.
The descent
She'll never
could
see
be a
it
little
coming.
bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are
Oof.
clues about your thorns out there, Shionne, we'll find them.
I love how much he cares. It's so cute. It's adorable. And Andrada? I don't know how to say your name, but hi, welcome to the stream. Suspense music. Love
There's
it.
no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Well, we just happen to be a sovereign.
What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst.
Hey, that's what I said.
In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
Yes. Yes, I do.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shionne's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
You know, I haven't fought a single thing.
Beyond that wall,
The past 50 minutes have been cutscenes.
Capital city where Shionne and Dohalim used to live, no less.
We're talking. Oh no, I don't want to take off.
On the other side.
This is very Star Wars vibes. I dig it. Give me something to fight. Ooh. Was not expecting things to be on fire. I was expecting things to look futuristic, but I wasn't expecting them to look like all wiry. It's so pretty though.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Aw, shit. Instantly spotted.
Avakir. I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's
Yeah,
happened
shut
here?
him down.
I'm really not sure.
Freaking little prick.
The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
Faria? Who's that?
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
What,
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back?
Oh, maybe that's the girl from his
You know it can only
childhood.
result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
Listen here, you little
really are the same as ever. Fine.
jerky
I understand.
McJerk.
Just
Stay out
don't
of my
say I didn't warn
business.
you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
Doe? He just really walked up and insulted this man and then walked away and called him Doe? Ah, cringe.
So who's Faria?
Law?
Freaking Law just
What
like...
Avakir said is true. It would
asking all
seem
the
the people of Lenegis
questions.
are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we could ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shionne. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the
That's
best.
fair.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
Yes. Okay, I want to know why everything is on fire. Well, I guess it shifted, so that would be why it's on fire. Oh, here, let me talk to you.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the
That's beautiful. I don't know what you're
stopped
talking
heeding our
about.
commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary
This guy's got a
for us to
Lexus
know.
poster.
We
No,
have
no, no.
choice but to grin
It's
and
fine.
bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit? The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me
Who
an
wants to tell him? Who wants to tell him?
What
This
made
has
it
just
so
been like a
important?
cutscene
It's
after
worth
cutscene
destroying
after
people's
cutscene.
livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to
Who
Rena.
is running the world here?
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning
Like, who the
process
fuck is in
alone won't be
charge?
Sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their end game is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Walking simulator. Oh no. It's so true though.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people
I
were
feel
going
like
to
they
live
didn't
here,
because it kind of
you'd
looks like
think they
shit
would
right
have taken
now.
that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shionne. I'm sure we will.
Although, if I had to choose between Lenegis and Dana, I would choose Dana because it's far prettier. Like, yeah, sure, technology's cool. But scenery. Oh, hello.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you.
That's
I
nice.
descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Joke's on you. She put all white on
What
once
about
she
down
got
on
back
Dana
here.
during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind.
She's a
Forget I
distant
asked.
relative I'm
Sorry
looking
to take up
for.
your time.
Sheesh. Jerk. Everyone here sucks. Oh. The fuck was that? There you are.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how?
She
Last
snapped
I
up
heard,
way
you were
too
in
quick.
Canada competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Bruh.
Our lot in life is of little consequence.
Oh, why yes, my...
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one
It's 'cause
guy
they're
even
all
said
sheep.
Jewel would stop listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The
Yeah.
Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before.
So Lenegis
Here,
isn't a part of
Sovereign's
Rena?
total authority is as natural as night
Interesting.
turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shionne, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Maybe it doesn't
Assuming
exist.
what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign, though it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. Now, Not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that two sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Heros. Is a new ceremony underway
shit.
with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Adorable. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. I'm excited. Do I actually get to do something now? Or is this just gonna be another cutscene? Oh my goodness. I'm not complaining.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renin homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
Or that they would.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Except for that they were crappy.
Yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Ooh. So nobody knows that the lords are dead. Is what I've gathered from that. I don't want to talk to people. Do I have to? I'm assuming I have to. Please, sir, tell me about your favorite lord. You know what you want? Blah 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 blah. You want to know which lord I support? Why? Are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency, or I don't know how to say his name. You probably know him better as Lord Balsaf. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Teledilius doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that. But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house. Dude, straight like running a slave camp down there. Sir, you deserve to be smacked.
Balsaf had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change
Doubtful.
in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I doubt that I'm gonna get relationship points with these random run-ins. Nor do I want to. Lord Dohalim, you have returned. And I see you've brought a side with you. Sorry, excuse me. I see you've brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must. Yes, not only do I support House Laquaris, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying share my appreciation of his lordship to anyone who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy, but since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent turmoil, I don't know, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them aloud. I think we're fine. I guess
she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Well, I never to think anyone would try to tear me away from House Valkyrs. What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Eldrimid. I don't know how to say it. I don't remember how to say it. I'm sorry. You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served House Valkyrs for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all that I can to support Lord Ganabelt behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist insist. They're utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Renan's interest front and center like no one else. Why he advocates that rather than stay confined to Lenegis, he should get on with colonizing Danum and explain her horizons. You know what? I'm just, you know, you can keep that bit of information to yourself, sir.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't
I'm
that
not.
seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords
Oh, no,
vie
I don't
to
want
become
to.
the
No.
next sovereign,
I'm good.
they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Annabelle also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why can't we extend that to us Danans?
I love how everyone's just like cool with slavery.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed,
Wow.
the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or
Alright. Tell me about which one you like. This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Cainers? You know, I don't know how I don't remember all these names. Surely you don't claim to be heir of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Elmidred? I don't remember how to say their name. And I don't want to sit and read these. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in learning about these people that I've killed.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true.
Hmm.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Don't tell me. I don't have the time of day for you, sir.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
My controller just stopped working. Hold on
Despite
one
the
second.
brutality they're known for.
Must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces. And
Well, at
nothing
least they have
exemplifies
loyalty.
that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's
I
made me realize that the lords were all people too.
don't
Balsif
see. I'm not
and
comfortable
others,
with that. I don't care what they
all had
were.
their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Renwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan
Don't-
doesn't make you a good person.
Don't try to
And being a
redeem
Renan
these
doesn't make you
people.
a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shionne and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Nice. There we go. I was getting worried for a second. I was like, why isn't my controller working? Link Penguin, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a nice night.
What's this thing?
It's grape. Freaking love grape. You guys want to know what the best soju is? It's grape. It tastes like Jolly Ranchers.
What is it?
What don't we get?
Itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Confronting Milgras, the former lord of
What a
Cyclodia,
fucking
if
name.
memory serves.
So then this Han-freaked whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then.
Or more
Let's get a move
questions.
on.
Yeah, let's go. Looking for treasure. Don't see any. Extra lame. My god. It's like walks 5 seconds,
Faria.
cutscene.
Faria? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already.
Ooh.
Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out.
Damn,
After
she's
7 years of
sassy.
living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Does everybody in this group are they all gonna go through a like death wish arc? Cause
Sure,
I'm
that's
feeling that.
Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Oh. Hi there, ma'am. I would react the same way. I'd be like, please get away from me.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
We've killed a
Each
lot of
us have
people.
our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Damn. But yeah, I love how they're all shocked. Like, Dohalim, you killed someone? Like, we haven't killed, like, 4 Renin lords. Treasure! Oh, you're right, Ling Penguin, Alphen, and Poodle are treasure as well. A new area. Are we gonna get more cutscenes? Oh no. I thought that man was naked and I'm like, that's random as fuck. I knew I spotted treasure. Haha. Important people, those who matter. Belsef didn't matter. That was this game, right? Yeah, it was. I'm still upset that they had the audacity to try and make the Renin Lords like redeemable. Like, no. No, let me hate them. You're not changing my mind. I'm gonna hate them.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Fancy.
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together.
Aww.
Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my
That's
dearest,
sad.
closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
That sounds like an anime. That sounds like the perfect
A friendship
anime.
based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you.
Dohalim's
So she
such a
could
good
use that hate as
guy.
a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shionne's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much.
Yeah,
for
listen to
anyone
Mama
bear.
Kasara.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Precious boy.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shionne. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Alright, creeper.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways.
Stop.
You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
The cuteness
I
is
see
too
a medic and supply
much.
officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Oh, cool. There was nothing up here. What is the point of this? Giant ass area. Is that what this is? Oh, I see. Oh, you can now buy the grape stuff. Hmm. Oh, I don't have enough gold. Let's see. Can sell that. Can sell that. Can sell that. And I can sell that. Do I have any fun? Maybe I can forge something now. I doubt it. Yeah, no. No. Do we finally get to fight something?
Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Prepare to be well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Yeah,
I
there's
am Lord Dohalim of
no
Confronting.
options.
I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. They've been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not?
Yep.
If they want to fight, they got one.
Man, I don't even remember how to fight. It's been so long. Can I don't want to be in this. Whatever this is, I want out. Let me out, man. I believe the name was Scarlet Outburst, but you know, it's fine. What level are they? I think they're like 40 something. I can't remember.
It won't escape me.
Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous!
They can heal now? Fuck that. Lame. As fuck.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries.
Oops, I did not mean to skip that. I don't know where to go. I guess this way. What the fuck is that thing? Alright, on a list of no thank yous, that's up there pretty high. Oh my god, they look like little puppies.
I have a bad feeling about this.
That'll bring you down. These ones can run rings around us.
Can I? Oh.
Can't get out of this! Leave the ensnaring.
Arr.
To me! Take this! In a bind?
In an instant!
Speed it up, guys. Oh yeah.
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Let's do it. Get toasty.
Bird strike!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Oh yeah. Hopefully. No. No. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Leave me alone. Oh. Hello. I love a welcome party. Thank you. Oh. Haha. No, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that. Stop it. Stop. No. On the ground, please. Bam, 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 bam.
Astral energy.
Say no more. An astral art?
That's my cue.
Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam.
The flaming side is yours to be let free. Fire support! Coming through! Ha! Now!
Bam, bam.
Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help. Lightning descent.
I owe you one.
No, don't mess it up for me. Don't mess it up for me. There we go.
Consider yourself finished.
I like getting the strikes on that. It's entertaining. Oh no, I meant for... You know what? It's fine. Take down the puppy.
In a bind?
You're mine!
Now, Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
I can feel my power growing.
Ew. Ooh. I'll take it. Whatever it is. Shortcake recipe? I want cake. Oh, okay.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
I need healing.
How long are we gonna keep this up for, exactly?
Until I say so. Oh, you made me lose it. Please go away.
Anything in armor is all mine. Armor won't save you. Seismic rush up. Your friends on the way. Twin on your knees.
That'll bring you down.
You're mine. Air pressure. You're finished. Sword was all mine.
Wait, Ma.
In a bind?
Megasonic thrust! Take this! No escape!
Freeze
You're
Lancer!
on! Take this! No escape! Megasonic thrust!
Elusive deity.
Reload!
Tornado drive.
Do it!
Spear!
Begin.
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Gotta keep that drip
Those soldiers don't seem
nice
to have
and
any qualms
clean.
about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
I don't wanna. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I can just no.
This one will be difficult to predict.
I don't want it in my life. Stop.
Not today!
In a bind?
You're finished! You're mine! Strike!
Sorry, covered.
Megasonic thrust!
In here! I'll be training this one! That'll bring you down!
I don't know what that is. Trying to see what it's. thingy was. I don't know what that is. Is it poison? Little purple symbol? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Charge like that could easily
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. It starts moving around.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
Here I come!
Take this!
It's over!
Lightning condense! Here!
Megasonic thrust! Here to my flame inside me! Yours to be let free!
Here, let me help.
Megasonic thrust! Sword Rain Alpha! Sword Rain Alpha!
Lightning Orb! Where are you going? Confiscated!
Here I come! Struck!
Back into the fray! Steel
Denied!
Thunderblade! Here, let me help.
Lunar Rumble! Soaring Light Spear!
No, stop it, sir. Yay, it's almost dead.
Glacial Spear! Here's a healing art! Sleep now! First aid!
I owe you one!
This one!
Sword Rain Alpha! Coming through!
There you go.
Ha!
Good night, Nobody 10. Thank you for coming to the stream.
Scarlet Inferno!
Got this.
can't get out of this.
Ew, did its like leg explode? Oh, I don't know what that was. It didn't look cute though.
Here, let me help. This one's mine.
Die! 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 Why won't you die? There we go. Death.
Everyone's still in one piece?
Define One Piece.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! Now you'll learn!
I can carve through armor.
I'm a true gunslinger around here.
Ah, no. No. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Sir. Take care of this guy first. He's so freaking annoying. Get out of my freaking way.
In a bind.
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha!
I can handle it.
No, I missed on both times. I missed. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so sad. Not only did I miss on both times, but trying to get it, I wasted all of it. That was a really sad moment. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just gonna beat up this puppy. Make me feel better about myself. I can't even do that right now.
No further. Light burst forth.
Megasonic thrust! Here I come!
No. I'm gonna beat you up.
Now you see what I can do. I'm ready.
This one's got your name on it.
Action to action.
Here's a healing art.
My turn.
I'm not done!
Lightning Orb.
Kill it.
Eliminate the dog. Come forth, Holy Glimmer.
Sword Rain Alpha! This one's all mine! You can fight!
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Oh,
My exploits are
okay.
bearing fruit.
Yay! Oh, I'm just a teensy bit under level. That's okay. Why, hello, guys. You don't want me. You don't want me. I'm not tasty. Okay, fine.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me. I see what
What is it doing? Stop it. Stop. Stop. Sir. Why do these look like something like out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Or like Batman. Like it's a mutant. Stop it.
Can't get out of this.
Illuminate the dark!
You're mine.
Where are you going?
Everlasting darkness. Here I come. Look it's over. Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite. On your knees. Try harder. Eat dirt.
Wow.
It's over. I'm ready.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. Not again. Coming through.
Won't waste it this time.
Now.
I think these are middle-aged mutant ninja turtles. They've seen some things. They're older now, so they're evil. They don't understand what's going on anymore. Get out of here. Out of here with your dark void shit.
No further. You're mine. Anything in order.
Doy. Doy, please. Funky.
Where are you going? Now! Astral energy! Full throttle!
That took more
Okay,
energy than
wait.
I expected.
Gotta get that treasure. They have blessed me with more money. Thank the lords. Oh. 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 We've made it. Is it gonna be more cutscenes? This whole episode is just cutscene after cutscene. It's okay.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
Wow, we found that
It's just a wall. How do we
very,
get through?
very
Whoa, we.
quickly.
I thought this was sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Alright, Alfie, you're up. Got this. Don't fuck it up. It's so pretty though, their little symbols.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Interesting.
What?
What the?
Or maybe not.
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renin, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So,
Dang,
what's your name?
young Alphen was
Naori.
sassy.
Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renins, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
She's so adorable.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony.
Oh my
You
god,
get me
that's
to
her
Dana.
Mithra.
That'll be the end of it.
If Shionne is Pyra, then that's
Taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Huh?
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
Oh wow.
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shionne.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shionne. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even
I like the way she
possible?
phrased it.
Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shionne, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
She has
Me?
prettier eyes though.
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renins. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renins might have it just as bad. I'd
I
like to
don't-
liberate them too if I can. Which is
I
just
feel like
another
they've
reason
got
I
a
can't
pretty
afford
good
to
game.
shield
They're
my
not
eyes from the
slaves.
truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you.
Precious.
Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Mm.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Got a point. Alright guys, I think this is the perfect place to end stream for today. I want to say thank you to everybody who came. And yeah, I think the next time I'm gonna stream is Sunday, so if you want to come back, then, you know, do that. Alright, thank you guys. If you're watching the VOD, make sure to comment, maybe subscribe, maybe, you know, do that if you want to. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!